What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is the Humble Lector, and today we're gonna check out the second figure from this 3-pack over here, which is the Marvel's Forge. So in today's video, what we're gonna do, of course, is to check out the figure, go through the articulation, do some comparisons, and of course share with you my thoughts and my opinions on it. So yeah, so without further ado, let's just get right into it. Okay, so we're gonna start off here with the packaging, and I always say that I'm not a huge fan of this windowless packaging, but I gotta say this one here does look pretty alright. You have your product image on front, and on the bottom here you do have your 60 years, which they are gonna celebrate this year in 2023 for the X-Men. And of course, if we switch it on to one side, we have the cartoon images here, which does look very, very nice. And yes, we have this is basically the team suit. This is the only thing they're promoting. They've released the first one here with the Wolverine from the Retro series. And again, looking at the back here, we have the product image with all the accessories. And if we go on to the other side, we have the product image on one end. So it doesn't look that bad, but yeah, I'm always a huge fan of the window packaging because I get to see what figure I'm getting, I get to see the condition it is, and it's just very nice to display on your shelf or wherever you want. So now let's just unbox this bad boy up and see what we're gonna get with Forge. Okay, so here is the Forge figure, and I gotta say, I actually really do like this. Again, I was contemplating to whether to get this whole set because it is a 3-pack, it's quite expensive. I think it's about 75 to 80 USD. And here in Malaysia, I normally get my figures from One Toy, but I did purchase this from my friend. So yeah, you can get it for about 300 plus ringgit. And I'll leave a link down below for you guys to check them out where I bought it. And this is basically the figure that we would get. In terms of accessories, we have the gun here, and we do have two pairs of hands. We have the open hands to hold the gun, and we have the closed fisted hands as well. And I'm going to tell you why I like this figure. I do not have the older Forge figure, and I was actually contemplating whether to get one, but I think when I look at this figure, it just made more sense for me to get this. I mean, if you look at this figure, it just looks really, really nice. It does have your new body mold, which I absolutely do love. This is using the Vulcan, which we have seen with the Cyclops figure. So I'm just going to put this Cyclops figure next to it, and it does fit in quite nicely, I would say. So I do really love this body mold. I mean, it looks super, super awesome, and it just makes it more modern. And of course, it is pinless. Like if you compare to the older figure, it did have the pins showing, but this one here is all pinless, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get this. And yeah, I mean, the body looks really nice. The head sculpt as well. This one is the digitally printed head sculpt, which we are now gonna have with most Marvel Legend figures, and I gotta say, it looks really nice. It really looks like how it is in the comics. It looks like a real person. That's the most thing. I mean, it looks like a real person, so it really props up to Hasbro for doing that. In terms of the body mold, I mean, there isn't much new to it. We have this chest piece here, his brace on him, which you can't really do anything. You can't really attach anything to his body because there isn't any slot on the gun for him to do that. And as we can see here, like I'm just swiveling around, and the hand does hold the gun very, very well. It's not very loose or whatsoever. And again, going back to the face here, we have the bandana on him, the hair on the back itself, his ponytail, very nostalgia of how Forge is. I mean, yeah, no, I think he's like more X Factor than X-Men, which is a bit surprising why he came out in this. Maybe because he was in the front cover for that X-Men issue. In terms of armor of the body paint here, I mean, it's again very similar to the Wolverine figure that we have here. So it's using the same yellow-blue suit. Nothing very new except for his legs. So here, his robotic legs here. It's really nice because they do have that sculpting in him. So he does get that more robotic feel. Some people don't like that silver paint on him. For me, I don't find it's that bothersome. I really do like it. It does have a nice shine to it. And yeah, it does look very robotic, and the body on this looks really, really nice. On the upper thigh here and lower calves, we have the knee sets here, which is all sculpted in. It's not all dangling like how it used to be. And overall, I think this is a nice solid looking figure for me. You do have your belt here as well. And now let's move on to articulation. So just gonna put this up. It's actually quite easy to stand. So going on to articulation, in terms of head movement, you can go up this much. It is of course hindered by the hair, and of course you can look down here. Not too bad, I would say. So this is how it looks. Of course, it's hindered a bit by the collar we have on him in terms of the chest here. So this is really cool because I do like the double butterfly joints here. So you can actually take it out if you want, and you can spread out all the way this much so he can move all the way back here. And if you want to keep it on him, you can go a little bit more front, but it is a bit restricted. So let me just take this out here. So you can see that the arms can go forward this much to help you to hold the gun on him. Let me just take out the gun. And again, this is a more updated gun compared to the older version, and I really like this. I do like the pink color that's on the pistol here, the rifle, and it's better mud sculpt. I mean, this one is like a really alien gun kind of feel. I do like this. It looks more proper, better than your normal kind of machine gun that we normally get. And going back to this, I mean, it looks really nice. Like body back here, body forward here. And of course, you do have your waist swivel, which is really nice. Going on to the arms, you can spread out this much, which isn't too bad. And of course, you do have your bicep swivel, and you do have your pinless double jointed elbows, and you do have nice wrist rotation, and you have a hinge upwards and also downwards as well. And going on to the legs, you can spread out this much, which is amazingly a lot. And going on to the upper thigh, you have your upper thigh swivel. You do have your double jointed knees as well, which can kick back quite a lot. And you do have excellent ankle pivot, less stiff compared to the Cyclops figure, and you can of course go up and down as well. So measuring out this figure, the Forge does stand in at about the 6.5-inch mark. And here is it next to the other X-Men suit figures. We have Wolverine from the Retro series, and we also have the Jubilee from this 3-pack. And yeah, I mean, this is a slow burn. I mean, again, like I said, wasn't really interested to get this, but as you build up this team, it looks really, really nice. And yeah, Cyclops does fit into this suit as well. Really, really cool. And in case if you guys want to do a hit swap, let me show you guys. You can use the 3-pack here. I'm going to try with the 3-pack. So this is how it would look, and I wouldn't say it's the best. I think the head is a little bit smaller and the skin tone is very, very different. Let's do a head swap here with Cyclops. Okay, and here is it, and it looks a bit weird. I think the body's a little bit off. It looks a bit bigger and the head does look a bit smaller. And of course, if we look at the skin tone on the back here, it doesn't look very, very natural, but yeah, I think it still does pull off pretty well, I would say. And in case if you guys want to wonder, yes, the Cyclops hands does fit into here. So this is how it actually looks. So really not much difference at all. I think you can just swap it in between, and you can just keep your hands into one side into a paper bag so you don't have to mix around, because the colors do match and you don't have to worry about it. Alright, so that is it with the Forge figure. And in terms of rating, I'm just going to give this a nice 7 out of 10. I mean, if you guys do not have an older Forge figure and if you guys are a fan of him, I think this is the better figure to get. I know some people say that the older head sculpt is better, but I do prefer this. And it does come with a much newer body mold, which does suit this character better. You do have your pinless joints, you have your better gun as well, looking much, much better. So I think it really fits on his own. He looks really cool, and yeah, I gotta say, I really like this figure, and I'm gonna give this a nice 7 out of 10. Okay, this is just my thoughts and my opinions. Do leave yours in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.